म हुँ जय प्रधान, हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ टेक पाना र आज हामीहरू छौँ अग्नि ग्रुपको महिन्द्राको सोरुममा जुन चाहिँ गैरीधारा स्थित रहेको छ र आज म कुरा गर्न गइरहेको छु श्री क्याबिनेट श्रेष्ठसँग जो हुनुहुन्छ अग्नि ग्रुपका फाउन्डर र साथसाथै शार्क ट्याङ्क नेपालका एक शार्क पनि। सो आज हामीहरू जान्नेछौँ उहाँको दिनचर्या कसरी उहाँले बिताउनुहुन्छ र आगामी दिनहरूमा अग्नि ग्रुपलाई अगाडि बढाउनलाई उहाँको योजना के छ भनेर। How does your day begin? Like, are you an early riser? Are you a very late night sleeper?
I get up around say 6:37, but I don't get out of the bed immediately. That's the time for me to like read the news, check football scores, for example. I'm Real and City.
Real and City. I'm a big fan of and supporter of Liverpool Football Club. Right?
So there are like few news that I read, like in terms of basically what's update, and that one maybe one business news, maybe one breaking news. During that time, I have fresh lime. It starts with fresh lime. Then I have a cup of coffee. Then just before I leave, I have a glass of orange. Then actually I eat office one.
You're done with your morning ritual. बिहानको सबै नित्य कर्म सबै सिद्ध्याइकन अब हामीहरु कहाँ जाँदैछौँ?
अहिले first we'll go to Sanu Barang. हजुर. Sanu Barangमा चाहिँ हाम्रो warehouse, logistics and procurement operations छ. I'll just show you the back end part of operation.
Okay, Kavita, I see a lot of vehicles here.
That's to be delivered. We're just storing it for a while.
हजुर.
अहिले occupancy कति छ?
अहिले 50%.
50%. So this is inbound. यहाँबाट सामान आउँछ, they sort it, put it. This is outbound.
Okay.
They're packing and sending it to you. The idea is to make warehouses all over Nepal and move goods. Okay. And store on behalf of others also. So you can literally rent one block only. Like if you want it for 7 days, you can just rent 7 days, 10 days, 6 months.
Anyone can actually outsource.
They'll do it. They'll move it for you. They'll store it for you. They'll pack, like if they have to be, say, those are big boxes. Right? If you have to break it and to half, they'll do that also. This operation is very complex. So they will have to know exactly what is where to the dot.
हरेक कुराको symbol लगाएर I can see TA, A1, D भनेर सबै
That's the coding. They use all keywords, so it can be traced.
यो सबै warehouse गर्ने भनेर चाहिँ need चाहिँ कहाँबाट भयो त?
एउटा त के छ भने warehousing को कन्सेप्टै मान्छेलाई थाहा छैन कि.
हो त.
warehouse भने साथ पहिला गोदाम भन्छ.
हो.
सो यहाँनेरि अब चाहिँ हामी एउटा चार्ज लिइरहेछौँ, गोदाममा एउटा कस्ट परिरहेछ. उसले जहिले पनि कम्प्यारिजन त्यो गर्छ कि. तर यहाँ चाहिँ कस्तो भने कम चाहिएमा they pay only कम, बढी चाहियो भने बढी. नम्बर अफ डेज पनि if they put for 7 दिन राख्यो भने 7 दिनको मात्रै दिन्छ. 1 महिनाको भाडा दिनु पर्दैन. स्पेस त्यो कन्सेप्ट आउनु अनि अर्को मुभमेन्ट, सेफ्टी त्यो बुझ्नु अझै पनि मान्छेलाई अलिकति इट टेक्स टाइम. हजुर. वेयरहाउस भन्छ सिधै गोदामको कस्टमा जोड्छ. अहिले फर एक्जाम्पल हाम्रो भेरिएन्स कति छ? 99.9% एक्युरेसी लेभल. जस्तै अब ड्यामेज एक्सिडेन्टमा के छ?
वाव. यहाँ अपरेसनमा आएको कति भयो? 4 वर्षमा 99.9% एक्युरेसी daily basis.
So that's the difference. So this is something interesting. So this whole thing is net metering.
Net metering.
Everything is solar powered.
Solar power. यो सबै कुरा नै सोलर पावरमा चलिरहेको छ.
सोलर पावरमा. कम हुँदा हामी एनईएसँग किन्छौँ.
हजुर.
हामीलाई नचाहिँदाखेरि इट गोज ब्याक टु एनई.
यो सबै होमवर्क गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ धेरै नै समय लागेको जस्तो छ किनकि हरेक कुराहरुको तपाईले
प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्टेड यो फर्स्ट 3 इयर्स त प्लानिङ र ल्यान्ड एक्विजिसनहरु नै 3 इयर्स जति लाग्यो.
वाव.
2 years we did design, visiting India, learning. Then we did HR. Most of these people have worked by the
human resource खोज्न कतिको तपाईलाई भने जस्तो गाह्रो भइराछ त? How challenging is it? चुनौतीपूर्ण छ
हैन? Human resource चाहिँ पाउनु चाहिँ पाउँछ हैन? It's how you retain them. Retain भनेको खाली पैसाले मात्रै पनि भएन कि.
ओके.
धेरै पैसा दिँदैमा मान्छे बस्छ पनि भएन. You have to respect हैन, एउटा जब सेटिस्फ्याक्सन हुनु पर्यो. जस्तै मान्छेलाई अब भन्नु न काम गरिरहेछ डबल ट्रिपल पैसा पाए पनि if they are not happy is also a problem. So we try to maintain is like job satisfaction चाहिँ up to date होस्.
लाइक डे टु डे एक्टिभिटीमा तपाईको अब यत्रो उद्यम हरेक कुराको तपाईले पोर्टफोलियो अनुसारले नै देशलाई अथवा भनौं न समाजलाई चाहे जसरी नै तपाईले अगाडि बढिराख्दाखेरि हरेक बिजनेसलाई नियालेर हेरिराख्नलाई कतिको तपाईलाई टाइम म्यानेजमेन्ट पनि पुग्छ पुग्दैन?
We have an excellent team. They went to India 3-4 वटा वेयरहाउस हेर्यो होला हैन, कसरी अपरेसन हुन्छ, बिग वेयरहाउस. लकीली हामीलाई चाहिँ महेन्द्र भोकले दे टट अस अल्सो what to do भन्न. अनि अलिकति if there is problem is when they contact.
अहिले मेजर फोकस चाहिँ केमा छ त?
होइन, मेरो फोकस इज मोर रिलेटेड टु महिन्द्रा नै हो र महिन्द्राको भर्टिकल्स. This is also, it supports, if you see most of the parts,
Mahindra.
So it supports that part also. I mean, as a distributor, we have to ensure that parts they're delivered.
And this is what actually ensures it. All this infrastructure.
So West ko lagi, we do from Bhairava, Central र East ko lagi, Kathmandu र Tonda.
अब Shark Tank नेपालमा, you're one of the sharks. How does it feel to be called or referred to as shark?
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. You know? I'm an extremely camera shy person, and this is my, I think, second experience being in front of camera for a long time. And Shark Tank ma chai, I decided to go in mainly, one, I never get to interact with so many young entrepreneurs and you know, like new concepts, new ideas. We only get limited interaction with the people. The few I have attended, like NYEF has something like this,
Startup
Awards, all that. So I found it very interesting. So I thought I need to go, but everybody told me, including the Sony person, Kevin, he told me first year is never the best, eh? You need to be there. Second year, good ideas start coming. People usually want to judge first year, and people are a little conscious, good companies to come. So I went in thinking that, but what came on blew my mind.
Okay, that we're yet to see.
One was like the variation in terms of age. So the youngest was 17.
Okay.
There was 20, 21. Oldest was probably 80. Second is the type of business they came up. But interesting is, forget about they learning from us. We learned so much.
The other way around.
Other way around. Because some time what happened was we had no idea of that business.
Okay.
So we were questioning them, so thing like trying to learn what is happening in this sector, you know. Because we never touched it or know anybody who's into that business. So it was great learning because they would, you know, actually tell a little bit about the business, you know. So all the sharks are from different backgrounds.
The ones who just started out in the business, did you find उहाँहरुमा पनि insecurity that मैले यो pitch गर्दैछु उहाँहरुसँग त resources छ फेरि उहाँहरुले नै सुरु गर्दियो भने त फेरि हामीलाई गाह्रो भन्ने जस्तो पनि feeling तपाईले पाउनु भयो कि भएन?
No, I wish, because अब एउटा के छ भने Shark Tank मा most of the companies that come to pitch चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने 1 वर्ष चलिसक्या हुनुपर्छ, ब्यालेन्स सिट हुनुपर्छ भन्दा त्यो प्रोडक्ट इज अलरेडी इन द मार्केट. मार्केटमा भएको प्रोडक्ट त त्यो आइडिया छोड्ने भए मान्छेले पहिल्यै छोडिहाल्छ नि. Another thing is Shark Tank मा you usually don't overtake a company 5%, 10%, 20%. So you are actually guiding the person, boosting, mentoring, sharing experience.
I'd like to ask you this question किनकि म आफै पनि Shark Tank को US भर्जन धेरै हेरेको अनि इन्डियन भर्जन त obviously हैन, it's all over the place and सबै आइरा. शार्क्सहरुमा बीच पनि कहिलेकाहीँ भन्छन् भइदिन्छ नि त. तपाईहरु बीचमा कतिको भन्छन् भएको छ यो चोटी?
No, I don't know. Being in Nepal, you know the sharks beforehand.
Right.
A lot of the cases मा त्यो पिच गर्नु मान्छे आउने पनि चिनेकै हुन्छ. So what we tried to do is at least चिनेको मान्छेलाई चाहिँ I've met you before भनेर चाहिँ we said that referred it, so it doesn't look like
made up जस्तो नि भयो.
अनि कति चाहिँ कस्तो सब पनि भएको छ भने जस्तै पिच गर्नुमा आउने मान्छे चाहिँ पहिला आएर इन्डिभिजुअली पिच पनि गरेछ. सो त्यो पनि हामी क्ल्यारिफाइड saying that okay, you know, we've come, we didn't like we had a meeting prior, but त्यो पनि भनेको छु मैले.
ल त भन्छन् त आफ्नो ठाउँमा भयो, एक अर्का बीच कम्पिटिसन भएको छ कि हजुर, म यो लिन्छु ल, कम टु मी भन्ने टाइपको.
I think for that you got to really see the Shark Tank. This is the part of Agni Technical Training Center. This is what we call Ignite Learning Lab. So this has got a variation of different learning, different trainings that we do. It's actually not just focused into one area. It's IT, hospitality, services, soft skill. This is one of the training halls.
What do you think? जतिजनाले पनि तपाईको इन्भेस्टमेन्ट पाउनु भएको छ, they have all these resources.
No, some have invested because they could use this.
ए हो र?
This is hall 2.
मैले तपाईलाई अघि नै प्रश्नमा त सोधेर थिएँ, ठ्याक्कै तपाईले भनेको जुन चाहिँ इन्भेस्टमेन्ट गर्नुभएको मान्छेहरु ठ्याक्कै उल्टो पर्यो भने के गर्ने त?
When they came in pitch, I think 50% of our decision was on the person, not on the
project, but on the person.
So this is where we teach people services, art of selling. I don't think anybody has done this, but
no, not yet.
Interesting.
Very interesting. It feels more dynamic, more youthful, this place. डिजाइन वाइज पनि कलर वाइज पनि
There's a luxury hospitality.
यु क्रिएटेड द सेटअप नै दाइ
Yeah, bar, coffee, barista. If you get trained here, you get a good, nice service. So this is the IT part. So we teach things like AI,
ओके
cybersecurity, things like that.
ओके
Not the regular
कोर्स द्याट यु कुड फाइन्ड एनीवेयर
Anywhere.
हाम्रो जस्तो यो इग्नाइट ल्याब भनेर भन्नुभएको छ हाम्रो नेपाली सोसाइटीमा यो कुराहरूको भ्याल्यु कति छ अथवा भ्याल्यु जेनेरेसन गर्नुपर्ने
No,
अवस्था
the
छ
idea is very simple. Like you go to a store in Tarama, you go to a restaurant in Thamel, you know. Those guys are doing things because they don't know. If you don't know how to serve, but they have been hired as a server, you will make mistakes. You know,
त्यो ग्याप चाहिँ मैले
बिचारा कलेज पढिरहेको पार्ट टाइम जब गर्नलाई पसलमा काम गर्छ. The person's never been taught how to sell. So just the basic garda pani, say a person who is getting 15,000, if you get trained, you get maybe 20,000. Skill, upskill garepachi, definitely you're going to earn more.
What is the appetite for Nepalese when it comes to learning? What is your experience?
No, the younger one is more adaptable, like, they want to learn. Older, say, our culture is more dominated by the culture. So they follow a lot of things according to the culture. So you got to know that, because whatever religion or culture says, you got to know that. Changes is not so. But the younger ones, our new generation, they're faster, much faster, 10 times faster than us, you know.
Looking at what you've and the team have created and the personality that I've always been seeing of yours, was very, very भनौँ न नयाँ जेनेरेसनसँग अड्याप्ट गर्ने नयाँ आर्टिस्टहरूलाई पनि अड्याप्ट गर्ने ब्रान्डलाई पनि त्यो आर्टिस्टसँग जोड्ने अगाडि त्यसरी युथसँग सेन्ट्रिक भएर अगाडि लाने जस्तो तपाईँको जस्तो खालको माध्यम देखेको छ दाइ you think you as an individual you've actually gone on to tap on to the younger generation closely.
So
was that a conscious decision?
No, if you see when we onboard people, त्यति हामी experience मात्रै हेर्दैन.
Okay.
Willing to learn, because see, first time apply गर्ने how they be experience.
Yeah.
But we see the level, how much can we train this guy and groom this person. If trainable, groomable, learning appetites are भने we onboard. You know? So that is a standard operation हाम्रो. हामी खाली त्यो experience 10 वर्ष 5 वर्ष भन्दिनौँ. Fresh out we hired.
Do you remember your first encounter with someone who you hired? Do you remember that?
I can.
जसलाई तपाईँले first hire लिनु भएको थियो तपाईँ आफैले.
There are few people
Your first hire
working. A lot of people have gone 30 years. Okay. Retired भएको छ. I think the highest is 29 years.
Wow.
29, which most of the पहिला hire गरेको त we used to interview आफै.
त्यही मैले तपाईँको त्यो first hire त do you remember that?
I remember the people. But of course they are not with us.
त्यो बेलाको जुन तपाईलाई ल यो मान्छेमा यस्तो हुनुपर्छ भन्नु भएको र अहिले जब तपाईले तपाईको टिमलाई ओके
Just I'll give you an example. Birganjma, the person will retire this year, 29 years, 8 months. Subhash Shrestha.
29 years, 8 months, you remember that?
I remember, and I went to Birganj, I hired him when I was setting up the office. So, you know, about 30 years books also. So, you know, 30, even 60 years, you have to retire.
त्यो बेलाको हायर गर्ने प्रोसिजर तपाईको जुन ल मलाई यस्तो यस्तो चाहिन्छ भन्ने र आजको दिनमा हायर गर्ने प्रोसिजर एउटै हो the criteria
they just used to write a application letter, then interview, and basically you negotiate and used to hire. Now they of course have to maybe be a little more creative. We ask them creative questions, you know, multiple creative, how they answer that and how they deliver that same thing when they're talking. You know, writing they could make somebody else write. But you know, to shorten time, we do it through mail. But when they talk, you know, how creative all that, you know. So it's done quite easily.
Okay.
Then only.
So the here at state of the art showroom, I've seen the underground well put, and I've seen the lift that carries tons and tons of this amazing vehicles upstairs.
This is the first one, I think, experimental lift showroom. What happens is people tend to focus on just maybe Thapatali too much. Right. Or, you know, front is actually very small.
Yeah.
And you're buying an expensive product. So I think 10 minutes, 15 minutes, people will travel to have a look. It's not like you're buying small item.
In terms of mobility, Mahindra has always been known for its ruggedness and its reliability. What do you think the EV mobility is going to be like?
EV, I think, is now getting more refined. Tech is moving really, really fast, both in terms of the product and the chargers. Right? I think 45 minutes my charge will be. I think that will change the whole game.
Automobile sector ma भन्नु न तपाईहरु you've been at it since such a long time. नेपालमा जब सायद बाटो घाटो नै त्यति नभएको बेला गाडी बेच्नु जब ठुलो चुनौती थियो तपाईहरुले त्यति बेलादेखि गाडी बेच्न थाल्नु. Now all of a sudden EV को क्रेज आउँछ, EV मा नीति नियम चेन्ज हुन्छ. फेरि EV कै कुरा गर्ने हो भने तपाईले नै हो फेरि EV इन्ट्रोड्युस गर्नुभएको नेपालमा भने with E2. Then all of a sudden some other brand comes up and takes over the market. Does it make you feel like a little, is this a phenomenon that you're used to, or is this something
market new? Though we introduced पहिला सबभन्दा पहिला हामीले इन्ट्रोडक्सन गर्यौं त्यो बेलासम्म चाइना त्यति रिफाइन भइसकेको थिएन तर अहिलेको लेभलमा जुन लास्ट फ्यु इयर्समा चाइनाको रेभोल्युसन छ इन टर्म्स अफ ईवी दैट इज फिनोमिनल हैन र ब्याट्री टेक चाहिँ त्यो बेला नै उनीहरुको थियो BYD was already supplying batteries for cell phone towers all that. I went to BYD factory many years back to look at the battery tech just to understand what is happening. So it was always there, but last few years has been really crazy.
Yes.
If you see, I think there were thousands of company early. Now Gatera, I think it's around 106 much or less.
Thousands, but 106.
106. I think it'll go down a bit further. I think it'll go down to maybe below 10.
Are you waiting for the right time to bring in the Chinese automobile?
No, because see, Mahindra is working on side by side on a whole set of EVs.
Very popular though in India.
And being closely associated with Mahindras. So I know what is being developed. The operation is different because they will try to refine the product as much as possible before they launch.
Okay.
Others don't do that. Others kind of launch as soon as the product is ready. So this only difference where I mean, slow boko. Last few years we have a gap in the EV thing, but now ours will be coming. So you can test drive and then give me a feedback.
I'd love to have my hands on it. So Sabema art. Did you personally designed or
no? So we give them 2 words.
Okay, 2 words,
and then they can come up with whatever.
2 words.
Esma chai Mahindra and Twin Peak thyo. Panipokri office, it was Mahindra and Amni. They could do whatever they want.
Oh, like Twin Peak.
Twin Peak. So you see the older logo is also on the red part.
Yes. Nepali artist ne garera yo sir.
All Nepali, all different.
How are you?
I'm good.
All good, all good.
It's like meeting all. सुरु गर्नुला meeting. Hello Chandan. Sabai Bardhanjiको concept ल्याऊ, marketing को ल्याऊ, whoever has new concept, put it all together. If there's 10 concepts, you select, you get better concept. Simple as that. More choice, better.
As I was asking you, अरु सबैले बरु भनौं न ट्रस्टमा लाइक आइबीममा त्यसरी अफिस बनाइराख्नु हुन्छ हजुर यु केम अप विथ लाइक पानीपोखरीमा त्यस्तै कन्सेप्ट छ यहाँ त्यस्तै कन्सेप्ट छ एभ्री अदर शोरूम इन डिफ्रेन्ट पार्ट्स अफ द कन्ट्री आई गो इट्स लाइक अ प्रपर स्ट्यान्डर्ड मेन्टेन गरेर खोलिराख्नु भएको छ यो पर्टिकुलरली यसरी नै बनाउँछु भनेर चाहिँ किन हो
अगेन इट गोज ब्याक टु पिपल
ओके
सो it goes to few things like where do you spend from the time you get up. So it's your bedroom, bathroom,
and work
gadi, workplace. Baitak bhaneko ta is for others, it's not for you. You will only sit in the baitak when others come. Otherwise even dining is like some people take longer to eat, some make it like a conversation area, some like Nepali will just eat and get out. But these are 4 places that you need to, So bedroom, bathroom is of course there. Gadi, a lot of people wants to go the outside part of it. They want to show others. You have to look at the comfort inside because you're spending inside.
Right.
So similarly in the office, if you're comfortable, you can automatically stay. The office is like really off tarot.
So it's like home is where the heart is. When it's jati manlai bhulauna
sakyo. AC पनि छैन, गर्मी छ, like you don't get coffee when you want, then it's a problem. 2 cups of coffee while office by when
it's so easier. The life gets easier
whenever they want.
Kavita, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jay. We'll hopefully see you soon again.
Definitely.
For the next event.
Yes,
it's going to be a very interesting one.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it, and
hope you are a part of it. You have time for us.
Of course, always.
So So that should be interesting for you.
Yes, definitely. Have a very, very good time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.